Hey, it's Nicholas from Novelist, and you're listening to the Mosh Pit on Scene Radio.
So to start off, at the time of this interview, your debut album Souvenirs comes out tomorrow. So congratulations. How does it feel for it to finally come out, and what can you tell us about it?
Well, it feels really good. We've been waiting for that for 2 years, even more, because some songs have been written 3 years ago. So it feels like a relief. We're just really hoping that it's gonna work as well as we hope.
Awesome. So the information that I've read on the style of music has been quite contradictory. I've listened to both Souvenirs and Gravity. They're quite different songs. Would you guys consider yourselves maybe more progressive metal or metalcore or neither?
I don't know how to answer that question. Thing is, there is two different writers in the band. There is the drummer Amel and the main guitarist Flo, and they just write really different stuff. Flo is more in the techie side, and Amel is more in the heavy breakdown side. And I don't know. I would say progressive metal just because I think metalcore is a bit of oversaturated genre of people doing the same music over and over again. So I just wish we're not considered as that. But yeah, I would personally say progressive metal.
So are you guys going to tour Australia soon?
Well, hopefully it's not planned yet because I mean it's really far. It's really expensive to go there, and
It's
so we,
worth it
we
though.
probably have to wait a bit until the album makes a bit of noise. But I mean that's definitely something that we want to do.
Awesome. So if we go back to the beginning, how did your journey with music begin, and how did it lead to Novelists?
So I had a previous band with Charlie and Matt, the singer and the second guitarist. And the band was breaking up because we were all tired and we didn't believe in the music we were doing anymore. And I don't know, the three of us didn't really plan on making music anymore. But then we met the two brothers that write the music, and we listened to that, and we were really amazed. And we thought, okay, that can't just stay on the computer and not be listened to by anyone. So we thought, let's just go with them, and with our experience of the scene and their music, we can just join forces and make something that's worth it. And I'm really happy that I did take that decision personally, because I mean I really didn't want to make any music back then because yeah, tired and stuff. But I really don't regret.
Is there a meaning behind the name Novelist, or did it just sound cool?
We had another name back then that was I mean the brothers thought about a name that was in reverse, but I thought that sounded cool, but that didn't have any meaning. And that was the problem with finding the, when you're a small band, you need to find a name that's gonna stand out a bit, because if people Google you or go on Facebook and they find Falling in Reverse, for example, it's not going to help. So we had to think about something else, and we did kind of a brainstorming, and there was a song by our older band, which was called Sincerity, and the song was The Novelist. And I don't know, it popped up, and we all thought it was a good name, because we think there is some sort of emotion in the album and in the music we write in general. That is, every song is going to have a different emotion, so every song could be like a small story. Yeah, it's more about the writing than the every song has its own story, and the writing of the music is storytelling. So we just thought it fits good,
Awesome.
and it
So
sounds cool, of course.
that just sounds cool. That's awesome. So if we go back home, what's the heavy music scene like in Paris?
I haven't been in Paris for a few months, but when I left, it was getting bigger, getting way bigger. 5 years ago, it would have been my answer would have been really different, because the scene was really just local bands doing not so good music with a very professional way of doing it. But then there was Betraying the Martyrs, Chunk No Captain Chunk, and that kind of bands that got signed, and that I don't know. I feel like Paris and the French scene in general just thought, oh, whoa, there is French bands that got signed on international labels, so it's doable. So let's just be professional. And I feel like since then, the whole scene has become more professional and way better and way bigger.
So any songs that are going to be in French in the future? Sung in French?
It's not planned. We just, I mean, we could do that for fun, but it would reduce the potential audience. So I'm not sure that's something that would be really good for a small band. I mean, when we got bigger and if we want to make a song just for fun or something like that, that could happen, but there's no plan for that yet.
So the most bands in France, they sing in English mostly. The heavier bands to try and
Yeah.
reach an international
Yeah.
audience.
There is one band that was quite famous that would sing in they used to sing in French, but I feel like that's something that used to work more because of the local bands that I was telling you. The scene was more local, but now that it's become more international, you can't really do that. I mean, it's kind of a suicide to write songs in French because your only audience is gonna be French people, and the scene is not big enough to make it count in France.
Oh, that's interesting. So, can you think of any Australian bands that you like? Because obviously we're an Australian station, so we'd love to know if there's any Aussie bands that you like, or maybe would like to tour with.
I love North Lane. I mean, I feel like it's the common answer because they're the big hype in Australia right
Yes,
now,
that's right.
and I mean in the world anyway. I'm not a fan of their new record, but yeah, I would love touring with them, and I feel like the genre would fit. There is Parkway Drive. I've been a fan since I don't know 10 years maybe.
Yeah, they're one of the biggest bands in Australia.
Yeah. Um, I I love Plini, the guitarist. I don't know if you've heard of him. It's a prog metal guitarist. He's
Oh,
alone and he's doing solo project, but it
oh,
sounds amazing.
I'll be definitely check that out.
Yeah, he's done a featuring on our album actually,
Oh, really?
on this 512.
Oh, excellent.
He's
Definitely
just
check
a
that out.
yeah, just a guitar solo featuring. It sounds really good. That's all I can think about Australian bands.
Beautiful. Thank
Good.
you very much. I mean, merci beaucoup, of course.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for this interview. Your album comes out tomorrow, actually, but by the time this airs, it'll hopefully be out for a while.
Yeah.
So I'll try and what's the name of that song that you mentioned that the Australian guy was
It's
featured on?
512. It's the number 10 of the album, I think. Thank you very much for having me.
So you're leaving Berlin tomorrow, is that right?
No, no, I mean, I'm leaving in Berlin.
Oh, sorry, you're
I'm
living in
staying here.
Berlin, right? Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Good luck with the band, and hopefully we'll see you on your show soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.